My company is ILEG and Fusion Light gain. Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulty over here. My projector basically died. Let me see. It didn't die, but it ran a battery source. Let me see. I'm gonna plug this. Maybe something can get it charged directly from. I don't think that's good for charging from in. Let's charge it here again. Wait a minute. Alright, just charging here. So every once in a while you have these technical breakdowns from here and there, and the projector I wanted to use, which is the 50 lumen, I wanted to use in the demonstration, just the battery died on it, so I got to charge it up over there. They charge pretty quick. So we're on the QME right now. QME projector, 300 lumens on our new screen paint, which we're show right here. This right here is our new ILEG Ultimate Black Cinematic, and we're using our QME 720p projector. I picked up on eBay for around $40. That's all I paid for the projector, was $40. But it shows you the advancements that we can give to this projector. Majority, most of the time, these projectors are going to be shown on an all-white surface. Of course, we've seen it all the time. Maybe a little gray surface, but again, like I said, you have to be able to read the Infinity 1 contrast levels. Colors need and have to be able to pop. And if you have to go through the painstaking of calibrating a machine, again, you spent a lot of money for, or some of you didn't spend a lot of money for it, still nobody wants to calibrate, and to be stuck in dark environments, nobody wants that at the end of the day. What our technology does is it basically gives your projector the performance that it's supposed to do. Usually it's the other way around when it comes to projection screen setups. People expect for the projector to do all the work. No, it's a marriage made in heaven. You have to have, both have to work together in order to get the job done. You can't just depend on the projector to get it all done. It's not going to work. This is why we look at the 300 lumen QME. It's the QME 2 projector. As you can see in the environment we're sitting in, it doesn't work on a white surface at all, period. It doesn't read, it doesn't pick up. Let me see. Wait a minute here. I posted in Facebook and I'm getting questions left and right about the new product. When is it going to be available and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Well, that's down there. I put a lot of information there for them. So here we are on the QME. I'm going to go back here on this video. Oh, forgot we're on the fire stick, so the fire stick shut down. Fire stick didn't shut down. The whatchamacallit shut down. It's a projector. So this shows you how much you're missing from your projector every day. And mind you, we're not on a 4K, we're not on an expensive high-end projector, we're on a $40 Pico projector. And this is the big difference. Our technology can give back to your home theater setup for home or business. Even with our $40 projector we have sitting here on the desk, that's the advancement that this new technology does over a white surface. Now, we've done a gray screen at 50 lumens. Again, I told you, doesn't pick up. No point doing it on a 300. It's not going to read it. So let's talk to the real basics of it all. We're not going to bump into gray screens out here. It'd be rarely that I would bump into a gray screen. It'd be all white screens. Every single screen from every company, from restaurants to hotels and churches and schools and hospitals, all have white screens. Every single one of them. And the problem they have is that when they turn their projectors on in their commercial lit environments or wherever it may be, they can't read the screen. So they'll go out and they'll spend the money for an expensive projector, hoping this is going to fix the problem, and it doesn't. It's still in the same environment, the same problem. No contrast, no color, can't get it to read it all, period. This is what we call a splatter screen. So a splatter screen, we just paint down just one spot on the screen. We don't have to paint the whole screen. I could just take some of our paint, just run it alongside of a white screen, and boom, anywhere that projector hits, only our technology reads. Now, the problem you have with the certifieds are good screens. It's way better than the gray screen. It's much better than a white screen. But still, you have to be able to read the 100% black level in order for it to work properly. And as you can see, our technology maintains its white levels, also maintains its contrast, also maintains its color. Now, people saying, well, white screen produces a higher white level. Yeah, it does. But the problem, you have the white screens have too huge of a sacrifice field. They don't read color, they don't read contrast, they're not ambient light rejection. They're the worst screens you could possibly have. People buy a white screen thinking that the projector is going to fix it. That's not going to happen at all, period. You're still stuck in the dark, which I see all the time. And every time I do a YouTube road trip or go out there and check out on YouTube, or a YouTube road trip, or I go over to forum sites, same scenario every single time. So with our customers and our technology, you don't have to spend the money for an expensive projector. It's not required. Your projector doesn't need to be 4K. It doesn't have to have, doesn't have to be 4K. It doesn't have to be tons of contrast or billions of colors. You don't need all that stuff. You don't need any of that whatsoever, because our screens give you a projector and show you at the end of the day what you invested and what your projector is designed to do. Now I get this every time I go into a forum site and I have these conversations with people who make great products, and they think they're the upgrade screen. No, you're not the upgrade screen. Consider to the 15% I got sitting right next to me, you're nothing. That thing will wipe yourself out. That's an obsoleter sitting over there right now. And it's going to happen. You got technology that can easily obsolete. Gunmetals can easily obsolete gray screens. Easily. That's why you don't see a lot of demonstrations versus those screens versus gray. You don't see those demonstrations. That's a whole different category of technology. And then they compare themselves to TVs. You can't compare yourself to a TV. My monitor can operate in a fully lit environment with a star field. You can't even do that. I can go outside with that thing. You can't do that. So again, no, it's not going to happen at all, period. You require for the customer, and with white screens, both screens, require the customer to spend a lot of money to fix their problem. How do you fix the contrast issue on a gray and white screen? Spend more money for a more expensive projector. That's what you do. Can't go lower. Can't go, well, I'm going to get this projector over here. It only has like 500 to 1 contrast. You can't do that. I mean, the screen won't work right correctly. You're going to have to spend more money. So that's going to cost you more money. What about your environment? Can you be in a fully lit environment and operate? No, you can't be in a fully lit environment because your colors are affected by the environment and lighting. So that's not going to work. And if that's the case, think about it. If your screen is infected by the lights in the environment, that means you are not venue compatibility, because venue projectors use extremely high amounts of lumens that make contact with the screen, which means you are at additional light to a surface that can't handle it. So you're not commercial use. I say this all the time. People with gray and white screens, oh, we're commercial ready. No, you're not. You're not commercial ready. How would you operate in a commercial if you can't operate in a normal home? You're not commercial ready. So basically, you downsize your product when you buy a gray screen. When you buy a white screen, you downsize. That's what you do. I mean, the white screen has a purpose. It does. It can be painted over. It can be upgraded. Why would you upgrade a gray screen? I mean, you can paint over if you want, but you already paid more money than you could have paid for. You could have got the white screen for much cheaper. I mean, you're not getting much out of it. So as you can see, the massive improvement. This is my massive improvement. Not a little hiccup, little bump in the road. Can't see. I'm saying, well, you can see the difference. No, a massive difference. It's the difference between the white surface at 300 lumens and our technology in commercial. That's a huge difference. So I got customers coming in today. They'll put their pre-orders down ahead of time for this paint. They want to make sure they get it because they want to have it in their establishments. We got plenty of it. We want to have plenty of it, but they want to make sure they got it. This is the demonstration we showed them. And they're coming out of an area, sports bar, restaurant, whatever, with a white screen. The projector is far more superior than the $40 projector we have sitting here on the table. They can't do that. That's the wake-up call for them. See how the reds pop? See that 100% black in the background? This is the part that gets me right here. We're on the PC now. This is the part that gets me right here. This is the part. See this right here? That's the part. See that background right there? to message the gray and white screens, you have to read, and gunmetal, sorry, gunmetal 2. You see that background? You have to read that at 100%. 100%. You have to be to read that. If you can't read the background of this display at 100%, means your projector is, well, your projector is doing fine. Your screen does not function. This is an OLED display. OLED screens are what color? They're black. So if they're black and you're picking up gray, that means you're not picking up an OLED display. You're picking up, I don't know what you're picking up. And if you're in the dark with this, you can't compete with an OLED because OLEDs don't have to be in the dark to operate. See, they have you concentrate on this part right here. See the reds? They have you look at the reds, look at the reds. They want to keep you off of this. They can see this themselves. They don't want you to see that. You have to pick up a 100% black level. Okay, we get them. We get the arguments, the complaining, the fighting, and all that stuff we go through with them. At the end of the day, we say, oh, we don't have to see that. We don't have to use contrast, so a projector will fix the problem. No, your projector will not fix the problem. I already had this conversation, I think, earlier today. I had a conversation in there with somebody who was convinced that his gray screen was seeing a black level. All right, do me a favor. What's your mixture made of? I'll make it. I'll bring it in here. I'll test that stuff for you. Really test that stuff for you. And I'll show you where it doesn't function. I'll take it on site. I have other people test it for me. Let's see if it brings the contrast level up. Or, to cut all that nonsense down, because I'm a very busy man, let's sign some documents. Let's both walk into a courtroom and let's put some money up. How much you willing to wager? Conversation doesn't go any farther than that now. They don't want to put that money up. So you can talk trash while you're on sites. You can talk trash when you're on YouTube. You can talk trash when you're on Facebook. But the minute people start talking about bringing up contracts, let's walk to a courtroom and see how much money you're willing to wager, now it stops. We don't want to talk about it anymore. See? That's why I cut down all that nonsense. I go to forum sites and I get those people at the end of the day just don't get it. They want to still talk. Oh, okay. Let's go in the courtroom. Let's just handle in the courtroom. Because they know at the end of the day what they know. They just don't want to admit what they know. So you're not getting an upgrade in any way whatsoever. The black technology we engineer here gives you that upgrade. All our technology gives you that upgrade. That's why for those of you who make products, my customers can go outside. Where are your customers at? They're not outside, I can tell you that much. They can't go outside. They're in dark living rooms and environments trying to block out as much light as possible. Heck, I feel sorry for the one fellow. We ever figure out who he is, we'll send him up some stuff to help him out for free. Because I feel bad for him. Nice setup. I watched him when he put that whole thing together too. I watched it. Beautiful, nice setup. Guy's real skilled, real good with his hands. She got a better screen than that. He should have been able to display that whole wall with no problem, especially with the machine he was running to on top of that. This projector's way better than what we got up here. Should easily been able to do that. But you know, when you're using an ultra short throw and you're in a dark environment all day long with a hyped up machine and you're calibrating that machine at the same time, yeah. Trickery. But not just him. I've seen many influencers on YouTube doing the same exact thing. They're not doing trickery, it's just they're doing traditional. That's what traditional is. You know, dark environment, high-powered machine, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing. This is where I noticed the dog chasing this tail scenario. Different projector, same environment. Different projector, same environment. Different projector, same environment. Did you ever notice that? You ever seen that? Yeah, I watched it. P2 and P1. Same environment. Ultima GT 55 and 56. Same environment. Different projector, same environment. The environment doesn't change ever. All those projectors that had that same amount of contrast attached to them, when have you seen one demonstration, fully lit environment, star filled 100% black pickup? Now, is it the projector's fault? No, it's not the projector's fault. Projector's doing what it's designed to do. Projector can't show what it's designed to do because the screen's in the way. If the screen can't see what the projector is trying to produce, then you won't see what the projector can do. simple.
24/7 live chat. Ask any how-to.
That projector, that screen makes and breaks your entire investment. You can spend all the money in the world for the best projector on the planet. If you ain't got the proper screen, it's completely useless. As you can see right here. Projector we have here, our Cumi, $40. But at least out of $40, I can get more out of my projector than most people can get out of theirs right now. Let's go over to, let me see, I like to do this one, it's a bit of an impact. LG, oh great, wrong. Which side are we on this side? We're on this side, over here, get over there. Over here, over there, over there, over here. Tell we never rehearsed anything. Half the stuff we have is not even hooked up. I think I just moved my projector and I stepped on a cord. I finally found some movies I have on my account, demonstrations. I could download this thing, now I can take it with me and show demonstrations off on the screen because we, again, some places we don't have internet. So that works out great fine. Great. Did you say great fine? Great fine. That's my new line. That's my new line. It's mine. I'm taking it. Great fine. It's great fine. How's those potatoes great fine? It's mine. It's my word. Great fine. All right, let's go again. Let's go with LG demonstration jazz. Gives you an idea of how much you're losing from your setup. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Widescreen, tremendously a lot you're losing. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with people coming in with these white screens. And I told you, the restaurant I went to go eat at, they had a white screen up there, and they turned on the printer. How do you like the image? And I was like, how do you like the picture? Can you see it? I was like, no, I can't see it. Now, if I got to pay them to visit, too. Because now we got the new screen paint. I went to wait a while. I was like, no, I can't see it. I'm being honest with them. I couldn't see it. It was washed out. It was a white screen, 4K BenQ projector, short throw. I can't see it. And they're showing black and white movies. You know why? They can't show color. That thing will wash out. They got a better chance of showing black and white than they can show color. They're about to change that soon. Go over there, coat of their existing screen, frog tape it up, boom, 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 coat it in, boom, hang it up, done, finished. Our projector's gonna pop right in that environment. It's gonna look just like TV when we're done with it. And they have a chain of restaurants, which means we're doing one, we're doing all of them. Then usually it comes on, they want bigger screens, they want screens out back, stuff like that. We do outdoor screens, we do that. It's just about everything. So, this new screen paint we have coming out does it all. Because it's thin light coating gives it the ability to be able to embed itself into just about everything. If you saw, I did multiple paint down demonstrations. We didn't even have to go through the process of repainting the surface over again, light coat, heavy roll, whatever nonsense. Roll be done. That's it. Pretty much it. Drying time, I was able to dry it with this. See right there? That's my air cleaner over there. I dried it with an air cleaner. That's how fast this stuff dries. Air cleaner. That's it. That little tiny fan in there. You don't need to spend the money for expensive projectors. That's a thing of the past. We've been telling you for a long time. So that's not money for expensive projectors. You don't really need that. You really don't. It's not even necessary. The reason why they have you spend the money for these expensive high-end projectors is because they know the screens don't function correctly. That's why. You're paying for something that the screen can't do. That's what you're paying for. And I get people saying, well, that's not so. It is so. Consider the fact that contrast, right? I talked about this before. You get contrast, you can use it on a white screen. It's going to be needed. But the contrast really doesn't kick well unless you have a darker screen. So you get a little bit darker gray, right? You still can't use your contrast. You're still not reaching 100%. Gunmetal, still not 100%. Black screen, now you turn the contrast off. That means you paid for something that you will never use. There you go. Those billions and billions of colors they put in there, you won't be able to see those colors at all, period. You don't have the right screen for it. It won't pick up. This projector here doesn't have billions of colors, and I could take black surface, black paint, black fabric, and a white surface, throw it against the screen, throw it in a high-powered, like well-lit environment like we're right now, and the UFO lights, and still show you a proper color balance where our colors come out looking absolutely magnificent. But not only that, we can pick up the dark colors too, which you're supposed to be able to read, and you don't see people doing that. But you're supposed to do that demonstration. Now we got the screen on the overlap, as you can see. It's overlapped to show you literally how much of the improvement that we're going to get to your projector when you turn it on with our technology. So you waste a lot of money. You do. People go out and they spend all this money. More money I spend on the projector, the better the image I'm going to get. Nope. Not going to happen that way. Outer space screensavers. No connection. No connection. How do we have no connection? Again. Outer space screensavers. How do you read we have no connection, but we're connection? Like I'm literally looking at the monitor behind me that's running right now. That you're supposed to be to pick up. Now, as for anyone making a black screen paint, let me explain something to you. You don't have enough testing. You don't have any testing. Do you see the stuff that we just put out in the last couple of days? Do you see all that testing we're pushing out? We got testing to do today, by the way. That's why we got Old Faithful sitting in the corner. We got testing to do today. Do you see all that testing we just did? Let me explain something to you how critical these tests are. How critical they are. You see all the testing we did? I can get you in a courtroom with any one of those tests we just did. Compare my product to yours and say, hey, look, we're missing serious tests from this company. We need to see these tests. If you fail any one of those tests after you sold the product and put it on the market, you're in a lot of trouble. You got to automatically pull it off the market. And the first thing a judge is going to ask me, well, Mr. Bird, what is your experience of black technology? You've been doing it for over 8 years. When you're doing something over 8 years, you consider being an expert. We consider ourselves to be getting better at black technology. Why do we have videos that dot back to 10 years, 11 years, showing black technology? Look it up. Go to my channel. I was the only one making it at the time. And if you want to challenge me in court on that, hey, let me know. I'm here. Contact me. Have a lawyer reach out to me. I say that a lot, don't I? No one ever reaches out. We know why. But anyway, yeah, we invented black technology. Where was everybody else when we were making it? The 3.0. Digital 1 crystal screen paint was a black technology. Where's everybody at when we're making that technology? Everybody's making great screens. Heck, put it the way, the funny thing about it is, some of you trolls, well, a lot of you trolls, you weren't even there. So you can't deny something you weren't there to see. We were there and we got a timestamp, which means we have proof that we existed at that time. So with that being said, yeah, y'all, people are making black technology. You're missing a ton of testing. You know how much testing we did with this product? So I can literally pull you into a courtroom and challenge your company and say, hey, we've been doing this for years. There are very serious tests missing from this product. We need to see those tests. They can get a subpoena court order for you to pull those documents out, whatever you got to pull, to show that you actually done these tests, which are very important. And then, of course, they're going to question me, why are these tests so important? And I'll explain to them why these tests are very important, why they're needed, and demonstrations right there like I'm doing right now. That's how easy you can get yourself pinched and pulled into a courtroom. That's why you got to take it seriously. You know, you can go up there and cough up and say it's a hobby, but when you start taking money from people, this changes things by a lot. So you are selling a product out there, and it has not been properly tested, you can be challenged. I'm looking forward to one of these when big companies challenging me. I hope it happens one day. I'm excited about it. When these big companies, oh, you know how much publicity I would get off of that. That's why they won't touch me. Because they know, number one, I can back my products. They see me, they watch me, they see my energy at the end of the day, they know what type of person I am. So no, they don't come near me with a 10-foot pole. They know I can back everything up I do. And the last thing, like Elite Screens, what these big companies want to do is drag me into a courtroom knowing that I can easily take them out with no problem. They won't touch me. That'll be publicity for me. They don't want it on court documents that I crush them in court. Nobody wants that. But, you know, you can dream and wish that maybe one day when I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Bird, we want to take it to court because we think you're a liar and your stuff doesn't work. I'm like, oh, yeah, get it out. I'll be so excited about that, man. They'd be like, wait a minute, he's too exciting. We need to pull this. Not too late. No, don't you dare back out of this. Don't you dare. Don't you cheat me out of my opportunity. This is when you know you're in a lot of trouble. When the other person's more happy than you going to court, you're in a lot of trouble. Don't you dare back out of it. You better not back out of this. Besides, I got the court papers anyway. You got to send the court papers to me anyway. I have the court papers. I'll put them on display right there in front of the door. Hey, look, we're going to court. Finally. Finally. I get a chance to advertise, crush all their products in front of everybody. Like, look, here's my product against their product. They can pull a contrast level, the reflective surface, now viewing comb effect. Oh, we go to town on them. Easily. That's why, because they know I know my stuff. They see me in forum sites. They know they see me in forums. I'm in forum sites all the time. They know I know my stuff. They've watched my demonstrations. They watch me test all their products. So they know who I am. The thing about it, the reason why they don't, if one of these guys go out and do that, you'll get sued in a hot second because they know you don't know what you're doing. They don't consider you to be an expert in the field. That's why. Man, look at that star field brimming in now. Absolutely beautiful. Hold on for a minute. Let me see. The perfect black OLED. How does it read that perfectly? But when I ask other stuff, it just totally, completely, utterly butchers it. Then I end up finding crazy stuff like, what the freak is this thing? Colored snow. I finally looked that up. That's pretty interesting too. I do find some pretty cool stuff by their mistakes. All right. So the purpose is that when you're showing off a product, speaking to the people who make the products, when you're making a product, you have to show a massive difference of what makes your product different from everybody else. It's like, Wilma and Betty and the birthday cake, They both buy their cake mix from the same exact store, but just for some reason, Wilma's cake just tastes so much better. Something she changed about it, made it different. That's what they call building a better mousetrap. You ever heard the term, you build a better mousetrap and the world is yours? That's what they mean by that. So, you have to be the back that. Just coming on camera and showing your screen on a standalone in a dark environment with a high power projector that literally kisses the screen, it's not good enough. You have to show a difference. What's your difference between your product and house paint and fabrics and all that stuff that may match your screen or duplicate or your screen at the end of the day? Can your screen be duplicated? We actually gave somebody permission to make our product and they failed twice. Interesting. What's the difference, the massive difference between benefits of your screen, dark colors by the way popping up, what's the difference between your screen and a white surface? Now if you have to turn out the lights to do this one, you failed from the door. And I've seen people do this. They'll go with the benefits of my gray screen paint versus a white screen and they'll turn the lights out. Where's the benefit in that? And why do you have to turn the lights out? I've had this conversation with other people. We get the same thing back from them. Well, they're designed to be used in a dark environment. Now they're claiming to be ambient light projection. They're not. Even in the dark it doesn't work. But still, either way. You know why they turn the lights out? Because their screen's going to fade automatically. They know it. This gives their screen a better vantage point if they have the lights out. They can maintain their color and somewhat if contrast pulls up there in a safe zone. We know all your secrets. So you don't give any advancements to the consumer. See that right there? That's what that technology does. And that's why that projector looks amazing on our technology and looks like crap on the white surface. Now the takeaway from this beautiful design, beautiful screen paint is here, not only can you see the bright, vivid colors, but you can also see the 100% black level at the exact same time. Some people have made the awful mistake of doing demonstrations claiming that our products pull a very dark level and we pull the heavy contrast but you can't see the screen. This is going to be a very big mistake some people have made. Just so you know, we have to sue some people and possibly they're getting some very serious jail time over this. So, yeah, that jealousy thing. They're probably gonna crack them doing it right now. But I'm not worried about it. You know why? You got to be in front of a judge sooner or later. So, yeah. Can't wait for that day to pop up. Anyway, until then, we do what we do. Oh, and to that other individual, just to let you know, I'm not joking. I was this serious when I told you I had court documents already drawn up. The minute we made site to work on this product, we got court papers already set up for you. I'm gonna have a process server at your front door the minute you pop up, showing any kind of false demonstration on our products at the end of the day. And guess who else will be with them? You already know from the door. So, just so you know, you're already going to be in trouble. You're already in trouble. He's already in trouble for it already. He's going to be prosecuted already. But I will speed this process up so fast, they'll be there the next day. And they can get a warrant to go through your place. You know which ones I'm talking about. So, anything that pops up, anything that pops up, and I got some people I'm going to make a call to. Let them know we had a history of problem with you, agencies we had to hire at the end of the day, had to contact, and basically that you're involved in now with, and that control order sitting back there. All I have to do is contact California, the state police over there, and explain to our situation. So if we have a problem and show them that control order we have back there, I can get them to your front door. So this is what you do. Mind your business at the end of the day. Because that's the reason why we're taking to court and why we're suing you for millions of dollars, because you went out and did a bunch of fake demonstrations against our products claiming there was something that they weren't. So play that game and see what happens, Mr. Fernando. And I guarantee you, bar none, you thought that process server was a nightmare coming to your front door? What will come there will be, sooner or later, it's going to be your personal nightmare. You're never going to be able to forget. And if you run, I got a bounty hunter for you. And you know who I'm talking about. It's already enough trouble. He's not put his way and put in this situation. Most people already know the remainder of what their life is going to pan out to be. You know, because you don't get in trouble, you don't do this, you don't do that, you know, you walk a straight line. So, you know, you don't got to think about that kind of stuff. He does. He's going to have to think about it any given time. One of those documents that we filed on could end up on a desk somewhere with a judge, and they can put that order out to go get him. That's what he has to worry about. Any given time, somebody could pop up to come get him. So he doesn't have a future that's certain to be bright. Either way, whether it be today, tomorrow, or next month, or whatever it may be, sooner or later, he's going to have to go before a judge. So that's why we're telling him ahead of time, because he has a habit. He's one of our biggest haters. He has a habit of doing these fake demonstrations. Oh, I got it from a customer, this, that, and the other. Go ahead. You'll be afraid to open your door when we get done with you. I have all kinds of process servers, all kinds of stuff coming to your front door. But the first one we're doing is contact California State Police. First people to contact. We're going to explain to them the situation we're having from you and how you've been attacking our companies. So let's get back to what we got to get back to make sure we're crystal clear to that individual at the end of the day, so you know. And keep in mind, that whole steel gate you got out there, my processor was able to walk right through that thing. So, yeah, that's not going to help you. Those particular people behind in that folder back there, if they want to, they'll cut that thing right down and go right through it. So if you don't like the product, then that's your problem at the end of the day. That's nobody's problem but yours. But if you want to go do fake demonstrations, we already got you down as a person of interest who has been basically attacking our companies here. And you can take it up with them when they reach your property. I heard they don't talk much. Get him over here and get a lawsuit slapped on him. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get him over here. And he brought us some dumb nonsense about deportation. He's not getting deported. He's going to stay here. He's not going anywhere. I want to get him down here. I want him down here in the prison system we got over there, the jail over there. That's where we're going to get him out of there. It depends on where they're going to have him at. Wherever he's going to be at, we're going to come down. Once they get him locked in, we'll be down. Make sure they keep him there. and show all the problems we've had with them documents. Whatever they need, we'll send everything over. I don't know what's wrong with people at the end of the day. Like, what is wrong with people? Why in the world would you just deliberately do something like that? And especially on social media, everybody saw them do it. We got doctors, everybody. A lot of people saw them do it. I got friends of mine there in law enforcement. They saw it. But anyway, I got to move on. I got a lot of work to do today. I got tons of demonstrations to do on this. I got a whole separate showroom page to build. I got a bunch of people I got to call. I got to meet with next week for these giant screens we're going to be displaying. Thank goodness we got the technology ready to go, because I got to have 4 large screens ready to go. And there's another screen we're supposed to code over for some kind of, it's like a stage for acting. And they have a white screen up there. First minute they say that it doesn't, we got to wait till late. Now when we fire that thing, or we hit that thing will be fired up at 4 or 5 o'clock, especially with the projector they're using out there. Oh my goodness. Some of these sites I walk on, I get a chance to see the projectors they're using compared to what we have over here. I'm like, wow. This stuff is way better. They think our stuff is high end. They literally think that when we come in. They think all our stuff is high end, high tech, 8K, 4K, 8K, crazy projectors. They think we have that. Because, we got this crazy pace. They think we have the high-end projector. Like, no. Your projectors are better than ours. You don't use those. See, that's what I'm talking about, how you do it. They know it's going to work. Especially if we're using a CUNY in a fully lit environment. Boom. Right over top the UFOs, people. Over top the UFOs. But like I said, that's the jealousy we go through. That's the jealousy factor. We got to go through that. Everybody's got to go through it. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to have to go through it in business. Everybody goes through it. You're going to have a person who don't like you, whatever. It's jealousy today. The thing about it is, if you're that type of person and you're bitter about other people's work at the end of the day, you need to go see a psychiatrist. Like, seriously, you need to go see a psychiatrist. I don't know what that's going on with that. But you need to see a psychiatrist. Because again, when you start doing stuff that involves law enforcement officers and judges and all that stuff, clearly you have some problems. I told you, I worked at this one place. They wanted me to take a bucket of rats over to the restaurant and dump it in their door, because some restaurants keep the doors open in the back, especially your kitchen ain't got no air conditioning back there. It's rare. It's not rare, but if you get into a job with the kitchen's air conditioning, you got it good. I worked in a lot of places that didn't have air conditioning kitchens, and man, it is super freaking hot in there. So they need the door open so air can get through there. So you want to go in and dump some rats in the back of his restaurant. I'm like, I ain't doing that, man. You don't get to do stuff. I mean, you can have a little fun back and forth, punts back and forth here and there. And you can do all that stuff and have fun, right? Once you start crossing that line, you're talking about criminal charges. Man, I'm out of that quick. I'm not going to be a part of these people's shenanigans. And that's what these guys did. These guys did the bucket of rats in someone's business at the end of the day. You think on that level, that dirty, that low, you're not going to be trusted. You can't be trusted with credit cards and addresses at the end of the day. People are trusting you with? They're trusting you with their personal information. And then this guy goes and docks people's addresses to his website. I'm like, wow. It hurt him a lot. It hurt him big time. There's companies and people I talk to in the field bring him up from time to time about him being the loser. They call him a loser. They say he's the worst businessman they've ever seen in their entire life. Guy was like, I saw him, the video where he docks his address on his website. The guy was like, what? He said, yeah, really. He said, for real? This guy's doing business? So you suing him for this? I said, yeah, we're suing him for it. I told you, other people see your business at the end of the day. And I've talked to people offline that have mentioned his name multiple times on him being a dirty, dirty business, a dirty person they would never do business with. He damaged his business big time. Yeah, that I don't know whatever came. I don't know what business means to him. And then tell me you want to start a 3D printing company? You ain't starting that. My buddy said from the door you won't be starting that. First of all, yeah, you're not starting that. That's never going to happen. Not going to happen. Nope. That's a harder business than you think to start. It ain't gonna happen. You know what documentation you need to start a chemical company? I mean a chemical company, Mike. No. No. And he's going to be trying to put this on the way. Man, you're gonna have to have documents of the hoo-ha. And those documents require serious ID to get them. No, ain't gonna happen. My buddy got one. My buddy has a company where he does professional 3D printing, and the stuff that he went through was insane. And had to go to get that started. It's not easy as you think. And you can't have everyday dumpsters, because remind you work with all kinds of chemicals, so you have to be able to put them in a special area where they have to be disposed of. Everyday trash man can't come pick those up. You get a lot of trouble for that. Now, if you're doing something like you're doing a hobby, 2 and 3 here and there, it's good. When you're running a company, you're doing thousands of them. So yeah, you get a lot of trouble for that. You can't operate that in your home because it gives off a chemical. It can be cancerous, that chemical that comes off that. Especially if you're in an apartment. Other people are smelling something funny, somebody can get sick off of that. You gotta be careful about that kind of. You have to have plenty of ventilation in the environment to use those kind of chemicals and stuff. So yeah, it has some hazards to it. Even to the user, it has hazards to it. And these can be long-term effects. Something you don't feel right now, later on you can find out you got cancer. So you gotta be careful when you're working around with chemicals. That's why if you notice when I sprayed screens, I was outside, everything was hooked up. We did spray jobs, everything was outside, everything was well ventilated. Even had a mask on, even though I was outside, I still had a mask on. Can't, and everything, the stuff we use is water-based, still outside. Still a chemical at the end of the day. They make a difference to water-based, it's still a chemical. So, yeah. You have to, I had to turn that down, that was copyrighted music. You have to have well-ventilated areas for that. As a matter of fact, I got to update something on it too. I got to put in a spraying policy on there too, basically about well-ventilated areas, wearing masks and stuff like that. So we're still working on the site for that, for the specification sheets to add those in there. Yeah, you can't a 3D printing that. I mean, I'm doing this wrong. He's good at it. I've seen his work. He's good at it. He's really good. He's really good at it. See, Jamie, the difference between me and you? I'm not. I'm mature than you. I'm way more mature than you because I don't wear my emotions on my sleeves. I don't do that. I don't let anger get the best of me. I can see clearly. You can't see clearly because you're blocked by hatred. But I can recognize that your 3D printing skills are pretty good. I've seen some of your work. It's real nice. But you can't give me compliments back because you know why? You're a child. That's why. I'm used to that. That's why I'm not bothered by you when you do dumb stuff. We just go and file criminal charges against you and lawsuits against you. So we just go from there. Because sooner or later, they're going to pop in front of a judge. So that's for me on that end. That's how I handle business. I don't do those shenanigans at the end of the day. You just have a lot of trouble, and people see you on the outside business world, you'll be judged forever. So yeah, he can't run that. He can't even get. If you're going to run like a factory, the first thing they ask you, what are you running in this factory? What type? You got any chemicals? They ask you all kinds of stuff, and on the application, because say if they got an industrial, and the industrial environment, it's not all going to be used for chemicals. Some will be used for something like cars, parts, and for basically like manufacturing, and then you got industrial factories that are used for chemicals. And then even they're used for chemicals, they still have to know what type of chemicals you're working with. Because you can literally be working with stuff that if their factories in an area zone, like a residential zone, you can't do it there. They won't allow you. You got to find somewhere way out in the blue yonder that will allow you to use it where you won't be at the harm of anything. If anything happens or something explodes or you have a meltdown or whatever goes on in there, you have to have all the safety precautions that are going to be needed because it's crazy. It is. You went through all this madness to do it. So if you think, oh, it's just 3D print, there's a whole lot behind that thing. And then on top of that, they're going to come and inspect your machines. They're going to inspect you every single month. They might just come in on surprise inspections because they'll make sure you're not printing out any ghost guns. They're going to go through all your books, all your stuff, make sure you're not in there printing out things you shouldn't be printing. Like ghost guns. You ever heard of these plastic guns that don't pick up? When you go to metal detectors, yeah, they're going to go through your stuff, man. So yeah, You can't. For him, he would have to be. You have to be documented to do that. You have to have documentation. Now, if a person, like I said, came from another country and came over here, as long as he's got all his documents and everything straight, you can run that because they're going to ask for a lot of stuff. Heck, even if you're here in the United States and you got documents, they're going to ask for a lot of crazy freaking stuff at the end of the day you're going to have. So yeah, they're going to ask for everything, because you're working with a chemical. And then on top of that, then you get the freaking another section of it involves the eco environment and all that. They get involved in that because they have to know what type of chemicals, what are you basically dumping out, are you dropping anything into the ground or anything like that. Any of your chemicals and fumes can kill anything or endanger anything or change the ecosystem. You wipe out one species, you change the whole entire ecosystem. It can get worse, it can get better, whatever, but they don't want you out there messing anything up. So you'll go through that too. You'll go through tons and tons and tons of inspections. Every single time you turn around, someone's going to be at your gate saying, hey, I gotta have to take a look at your facility. Make sure everything's on the up and up. They find one thing out of place, just shutting that section down, get it fixed. Or you'll get fined or whatever's going to happen to you. But yeah, he goes through it all the time. But it has to be in place, you know. Better that happen than somebody let them put a chemical factory up there next to where you live at, and your kids end up getting cancer from it, or tumors or whatever, because, you know, somebody turned a blind eye to whatever nightmares they were making over there, or basically they were basically doing everything up to code. That's why they have all that stuff in place. So you can't run a business like that out of the apartment. That's virtually impossible. And he thought I was saying that out of hatred. Again, I'm not a child like you, man. I don't do that at the end of the day. That was being said because I got a friend of mine who has one. You can't do that. You really can't do that. The fact you have all those aerosol cans in there right now, packed in that apartment, no. That's a potential time bomb going on right there waiting to explode. Because I'm terrified to have aerosol cans. I don't have aerosol cans anywhere in my home or anywhere around me. They freak me out. I don't even like walking down the aisle with aerosol cans. That's a compressed, pressured can. Yeah, it's like a bomb in your hand. I don't even like going near those things. Because again, it's compressed. You store that and the heat, the temperature is not right. If it's too hot, if it's too cold, those things can turn into potential bombs at the end of the day. And you've got to think about it. That's a very thin piece of metal or shrapnel that's going to be flying at you, or the can itself at 100 miles an hour or more. It'll definitely kill you. That's what freaks me out. Anything that's pressurized, soda cans on it, yeah, freak me out. Because I literally had something happen where I had a soda can. We had a couple of soda cans in the car, and them suckers buckle. You ever seen the ones that buckle where the top pop? It has a little hillside on it, pops up, and the bottom pops up, and it looks like it's hard as a rock. Yeah, those are dangerous. So freaking dangerous. That's when you leave something in the back of your car and the heat hits it, and it basically, yeah, it does that. Yeah, I don't like that, man. That and them pressure cookers, man. I never used a pressure cooker, not one time, not ever. I don't even go near them. Nope. When we had to use them in school, I paid a kid $50 to hook up and do the pressure cooker for me. We don't go near those things, man. Pressure cookers have all kinds of nightmares. When they first come out, people getting killed with those things left and right. Let it pop off, hit you at 100 miles an hour, boom, that's it, you're done. All right. Let's show some more of this off. Let's get this right here. Get some nice bright colors in there, right? Boom, which is important. Whew. I don't touch pressure cookers. You could pay me enough money to go near a pressure cooker. Nah. Nah. Aerosol cans. No. I don't trust those things. Question: how do you dispose of aerosol cans? I know it's got to be a special hazmat you're going to call for those things, because you can't put that in a trash truck. Can you imagine that machine coming down putting pressure on an aerosol can? I don't even like propane. Nope. Any grills? I don't touch propane grills. I won't go near one with a 10-foot pole. There's nothing that freaks me out. Is the freaking propane grills? Oh, heck no. No. Those things have to have it leaking from time to time. You gotta check those things. Check them all the time. They leak. No, I'm good. I'll take old fashioned. Besides, I don't like gas grills anywhere. I'd rather have I like to taste the wood flavor and all that stuff. I like to taste like real flame broil. That's why I like Burger King better than any other restaurant. Nothing beats flame broil. Nothing. Nothing. That taste is like no other. That charcoal taste is like no other. And now they making flavored charcoal. Oh my goodness. You have no idea. Ah, now I'm thinking about barbecue now. Barbecue, barbecue. That's my weakness right there. Barbecue. Oh, that's my weakness is barbecue. Potatoes is one thing, but barbecue is another. Barbecue. Can't give me no 4 pieces of chicken. That don't work. I like drumsticks, by the way. I don't do wings. Wings look like it's not enough meat on the bone for wings. I can't do wings. I don't like the thighs. I like dark meat. That's what I like. I don't like the whole light meat. I don't get that. Dark meat, white meat, and barbecue don't mix for me. And then I don't care how you cook it. You know, it's dry either way. I don't want it. I'd rather have dark meat. So I like drumsticks. Turkey sticks. Oh my goodness. You get turkey barbecue turkey sticks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I don't do that whole 2 and 3. No, you gotta feed me the whole pack. The whole pack that come with 12. I eat 12 of those things easily. Easy. I get 24 easily. Barbecue. I gotta think for barbecue. And man, you gotta marinate it so it's soaking in the barbecue sauce with all the seasons. So it's just in and out. The barbecue sauce, all barbecue sauce. The season. I love Sweet Baby Ray's. That's my favorite. And you soak it in that overnight. Now I don't do that whole. I hate it when they put it out there. They take the brush and go over it. No, don't do that nonsense. And they're gonna get insult me at the end of the day. No, you have to soak it in it overnight, and you take it out, and then you grill it, and it ain't done yet. Then you take a big pot, and you take a gallon, because it takes about a gallon for me, a gallon of barbecue sauce, and you dump all that in there, and then you drop all that chicken, and it just marinates, just cook it right there, you just cook it right there. If you got a grill that has a burner on it, some people have those burners on them, you can heat stuff, teas and stuff like that on them. Yeah, you gotta be bubbling in it. That's how I eat mine. You put that big old pot in front of me with 24 drumsticks in there. There you go. And before I get down there, I gotta go pop over to Walmart and get myself a bed sheet, because that's usually what I use to wipe my hands on. Because I would go through a entire roll of paper towels in no time at all. See how I come up. I guess I don't know how some people come up. Some people eat and eat and eat and they'll have slop all over their mouth and they'll still continue to eat and have slop. No. I was brought up military. Every time you eat, you wipe your mouth. 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 And I have like tons and tons of tissues all around me. That's why I get bed sheets. And some people grow up with people are strict with crazy manners. Every time you eat, you wipe your mouth. Cover your mouth when you talk. I seen that. I was talking to this female the other day. I was sitting down in a pizza shop. We'll get something, and we were talking. She would cover her mouth every time she ate. So he was brought up old school. It's funny how they call that old school, and that's really normal. So that's how kids were always raised. That's how it was. But now, you know, kids at the table talking, food falling out their mouth and everything, texting on their phone. I'm just looking at the madness from the chair. Oh, heck no. Sheesh. It's changed a lot, hasn't it? For older people in the room, you already know what I'm talking about. It's changed a lot. Man, it used to be a time you go up and you ring someone's doorbell and you ask for permission to take something off their lawn. I just run up on their lawn and jump and play and do what you want to do. Or you used to go and pop over to your friend's house. Comedian talked about that, but that was true. You could walk up to anyone's house you want. They say, hey, I was in the neighborhood. How y'all doing? They sit down and they break open coffee and crimpets and tea or whatever they eat at the end of the day, and you all sit around and talk, the whole family and everything, you all talk. It used to be an amazing when somebody popped down and see it was like having a holiday. And he was right about that. You know, your mother bring out coffees and teas and all kinds of sweets, crimpets and cakes and stuff, and that's the only time you get a chance to enjoy the good treats. So when somebody came over, I hope somebody come over today so I get some of that cake. It used to be a time like that. Now someone call you, you got to call in. Like you walking through cell block 8, you got to call in before you walk in now. You got to, it's me at the driveway, so and so and so. Time has changed a lot. Can't have your kids run to the door when somebody comes to the door. When I was a kid, we'd run to the door all the time. Never had that problem. And I watch all these YouTube videos sometimes I see where kids gonna run up the stairs, run into the parents' room, jump all over the bed and everything. The parents are sitting laughing like, yay! Now, when I was coming up, did that was a death sentence if you did that. My parents would call me upstairs one time. That's it. You heard that call. When they called, you wasn't no, I'll get to you, I'll be right there. No, you knew what that call was. You went upstairs right away. That means if you didn't, that was a butt whipping at the end of the day. Now kids today, you yell out to them, they screaming back to you. I ain't ready now. And the parents just look at it and shake their heads. I look at my older, we got several generations in our family. Younger generation, I just looking at them like, making me want to go up there and snatch them out. They not even mine. They just go, well, he'll get down when he gets here. You know, he's busy. Oh, okay. Apparently you didn't grow up the way I grew up. That was a death sentence at the end of the day. If your parents called you, I don't care where you was at. I don't care if you was pinned under a tree. You figured out how to get the tree off the end. That's exaggerating. And you get up there. Any means necessary. And even when you get upstairs, you weren't even allowed to walk in the room. You had to sit at the door. I remember sitting at the door, and I had to wait for them to tell me I can open their door. And then when they opened the door, you walked in. You didn't run in. You walked in, and you stood at the foot of their bed. And whatever they said to you, you heard every single word of it. And you didn't say jack back. You don't roll your eyes, nothing whatsoever. When it's time they tell you to dismiss, you turn. The only thing you see is that door. You walk out that door. You shut that door quietly. You don't make a sound at all. You don't complain about the situation. You get it done. That's it. That's the way I was raised. A lot of older people in the room, because I have older people in my room, you understand 100% what I'm talking about. Respect. Even when my mother was coming up when she was a little girl, other people could beat your kids. It used to be yes sir, no man. Nowadays, and you wonder why your kids don't have no respect for you. If your kids don't respect other people, they're going to respect you. Yep. One time. I got one time to tell you, and that's it. I remember Mom just turn around and just give us a look, and we just all shut down in the car. I don't care what the argument was about. It was over the minute she gave us that look. That was respect. Now kids argue with their parents, want to fight with their parents. The problem is, when you see a lot of these tic-tac videos, parents treat their kids like they're little adults. You want to be their best friend at the end of the day. Ugh, man. That's where me and my ex used to get into arguments. If we ever had kids, there's no way in the freaking world I would ever let my child jump on me and wrestle with me at the end of the day. You've lost your freaking mind. You know who I am at the end of the day. I'm your father. Then you ain't jumping all over me at the end of the day. My freaking my sister's kids, none of them don't do that. They walk in front of me at the end of the day. You extend your hand. How you doing? How you doing? That's it. You jumping on me. You lost your mind. You're thrown somewhere. Respect. When you see me, that's how it is. And all that buddy stuff. We can have fun and joking them, but there's a line you don't cross. Yep. And they're gonna raise their kids to be the same way, and then their kids will be disrespecting you when you get older. So it wasn't child abuse back then, it was discipline. Now today you can't beat your kids out in the open because it's considered to be abuse. Well, far worse for you jokers at the end of the day, because you know how it happens when they said, wait till you get home, because that's what that term stands for. Wait till we get home. Oh, you know you're done after that. Man, I remember one time, my pop told me to do something, I ignored it. I wanted to go run out and play with my friends. And my mom sent my little brother to go get me because she knew I was at mine, no cell phones. So yeah, send somebody to go get you. And that's what he told my little brother to go get me. And I said, man, I come home when I'm ready to come home. That's what I said. My father was an ex-Marine. I never forget that car. I heard that. I seen the car. I seen it coming up. I knew it was for. It was for me. Got out of that car. Radio still playing. Door open. Engine still on. He was ticked. off. Just got home from work, and my mom got to tell him I was disrespectful, and he gonna whip my behind for it. Sure enough, he saw me out there talking to my friends. Did I get nasty and smart? No, I humbled myself as fast as I possibly could to try to take that impact of God knows what he's going to do to me when he got his hands on me. It was not going to be pretty. I knew it. Punch me in the stomach. Want to be a man at the end of the day? Hit me hard. Hit me enough to drop me a little bit. Yeah, I felt that pain. Want to be a man at the end of the day? You treat you like a man. Try to come out here and deal and hit you. Just like that. Every single time. I stopped that nonsense right away. That respect line at the end of the day. Now somebody saw it, so that's child abuse. It wasn't child abuse. I'm glad they raised me that way at the end of the day. I'm glad, 100%. I wish they did more. Because I got in a lot of trouble when I got older. But I'm glad they did what they did. That's when your parents, I'm saying people saying they love, but that whole thing about giving your kids a timeout, and the comedian said, yeah, timeout. Timeout was time for my dad to get up and kick my behind. Yep. Now you got that whole generation of, they're just little adults, just like us. They just need their space. They need to express themselves. People, I'm going to explain something to you real quick. The world is a very interesting place. We all know that already, right? I've seen the worst of it all. Not saying the worst of all of it, but on my behalf, I've seen some pretty bad stuff. You don't discipline your kids the right way, the world will do it. And you don't want the world to do it. You don't. I see it all the time. I watch these videos where kids are screaming and yelling and carrying on and acting up. You see that bad nanny thing? Oh my goodness. I can't watch that. It causes my freaking anxieties to go through the roof. I can't watch it. You can grab a little kid, beat the little daylights out of them. Go on the table, kicking things off the table. Oh, just don't do what he needs to do. He's just trying his frustration out. He's just being who he is. Oh my goodness. I couldn't do it. There's no way in the world. I couldn't do it. No. Oh, we're past the screen. Screen's doing everything it's supposed to do. When you see me do it, we're past the screen's doing everything it's supposed to do. I go on my little time. This is my own world I like to go into from time to time to talk. So we're past the screen's doing excellent. It's doing a fantastic job. I'm having some love with it. I can't wait to do some more demonstrations on the splatter screen. But anyway, yeah. Oh my goodness, man. I don't even know how I would even process that. I don't know how to process that. I came from a very strict family. Very strict family. Children were meant to be seen, not heard. When the adults are talking, you shut it up. That's what you do. It wasn't disrespect, it was respect. When those adults, you don't dare get in a conversation with my mother and her friends talking, and I'm going to walk up there and join in the conversation. You have lost your mind. That's what happened one time when my mother passed away. And the older ones were having the discussions, the older ones. And my sister's daughter put her 2 cents in. I looked at her like, you have lost your freaking mind today. I looked at my sister, I was like, what the freak is going on here? She ain't got no part of this conversation. Can you get her out of this conversation? She got out of the conversation. Well, she's an adult. No. We are adults at the end of the day. We're the older ones. She has no business in this conversation whatsoever. Don't bring your 2 cents to me at the end of the day. I'm not the person to give the 2 cents to. The respect line. I got older brothers at the end of the day. If they say something, I listen, and that's the end of it. That's it. Respect line. I don't talk back to them. I don't care if I'm 56 years old. They're my older brothers. I don't do that. A respect line. There used to be a respect line between a kid and his older brother at the end of the day. Yeah, she got in that conversation. So what y'all need to do? What you say? Who the freak said you can come in this conversation at the end of the day? When I looked at my sister real quick before I lost my temper and said something to her that, my sister might get mad at me about it. I was trying to give respect to my sister and say, get her out of here, please. And my sister said, you gotta go. Everybody looked at her, she lost her mind. You in the wrong place at the end of the day. She's a Gen Z too. You're in the wrong place. Bye. Conversation, lost your mind. Yep, children meant to be seen, not heard. Yep. So they came over, they gathered around, her mother's friends, and my father, some of the army buddies came over and had a little talk and all that. You don't have the conversation. You walk right on past it, you walk right back out. Unless the house is burning down, there's something going wrong with one of us, got decapitated or jacked ourselves up somehow in the back or do something crazy as we usually do, that's the only time you come in. And other than that, no. Go about your business. That's it. You don't interrupt their conversation, nothing at all whatsoever. Yep. Different time now. Oh, my personal favorite one is this. Now, I dated a female who let her kids do this. Got on my nerves. I'm going to have it. Let me change this video real quick. And everybody, remember, people from my generation, remember this? Whatever your mom cooks for you is what you eat. You don't get the order. Of course, we don't order it out. When I was coming up, you couldn't get none apps didn't exist at all, period. Whatever your mother made for you is what you ate. If she made lima bean soup, and you was eating lima bean soup. You better not dare go over to her refrigerator and open up that door and take something out of that refrigerator. You have lost your mind. Kids today get mad, they go Cash App, whatever they want. And their Cash App, they go Dine and Dash, whatever they want, whatever they want. No. You eat whatever I made, and if you don't like it, you starve. That's all to it. And I remember dating this female, and she had some of her kids, and I watched them at the supermarket spend like $600 in food. They weren't big people, they were very thin. They were thin people. I'm like, why are you buying so much food? Y'all so, I'm trying to root it, but you're kind of, I'm thin. They weren't big people at the end of the day. They were small, they were thin. Like kids that like a different kinds of food and stuff. But I can understand where she's coming from. She went through some bad trauma with an ex or husband that passed away. But anyway, I can see why they're like that. He was a miser, if you know what I mean. He didn't spend a lot for them. So they were used to doing with nothing. So that's why they're like that. So I can understand that part. But now you got a refrigerator, cabinets, $600 for food. And he was military anyway. She got whatever when he passed away. And she had a high career and she made money, so she did good. But anyway, a lot of food in the refrigerator, right? And the daughter comes over and she says there's nothing to eat. I done watched this female in the store pick out all the stuff that she wanted to eat. And now you're in the refrigerator talking about there's nothing to eat. Not only that, you got the door open and you're wasting electricity like there's no tomorrow because you can't figure out what you want. When I was coming up, it was figure out what you want before you open up the door. And I had to have the conversation one time, I ain't trying to get myself killed. How would I know what's in there if I don't open up the door? And my father, you got a smart mouth on you, don't you, boy? And that's the end of that conversation. I go in a different direction because I ain't trying to get my butt kicked and get you hurt. I was kind of crossing the line with that one. Dad, gee, I think about it. My dad reminds me of Red Foreman from that 70s show. I swear he does. But anyway, yeah, so then the door open, wasting electricity, and can't figure she want to eat. And I'm like, what you doing? She's like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to eat. I think I'm going to order something out. And she goes over to her mom and says, I want to order some Chinese food. And her mom's like, lost your mom, what you doing? It's the reason why you never have enough money at the end of the day. She spent $600 for food. She eat whatever in there. She don't like what's in it, then she go starve, whatever. She's not going to starve. She's going to eat what's in there. She just want to do what she want to do. Put your foot down, for goodness sakes. She put her foot down. That was the end of that nonsense. Waste some money. And then do that. Yeah, whatever was there, that's what you ate. That was it. You didn't like it, you went to bed hungry. That's it. That's how it works. You can't go in there and make your own food dinner day. Dinner table. When I was coming up, everybody ate the dinner table. They don't do that now. Everybody goes in a section. They take their food, they go upstairs, they go everywhere. No one sits at the table anymore and talks with their brothers or family and members. They don't talk or communicate. Everybody's stuck on these devices. Now, some people still do it old school, which, many blessings to you for doing that, because that's a good thing to do. Take away their cell phones. Have them sit at the dinner table, and let's have a conversation and talk. Instead of at the end of the day, everybody take their food and go, everybody in their own rooms eating stuff to computers and gaming systems and all that stuff. That's sad. I grew up with a family of 10. We all sat at the table and ate. When it was time for dinner, we all washed our hands, came downstairs. My mom was raised old school. We all sat around the table. I was always right across the street from my sister. I got a sister, and they call me, she's my twin, but whatever. But anyway, from across from her, I used to bug her all the time. And I used to always tease her all the time. I used to constantly bug her all the time. That's what brothers and sisters do, we bug each other. But she sat right across from me. But family of 10, and all your kids, we all sat at the table. It was a beautiful thing. We all talk about what we did that day, what we found, things like that. I talked to my brothers talked back and forth. It was cool sitting around the table. No TV in the room. TV was in the living room. There was no TV ever in the dining room. We're not allowed to eat in the living room. We're not allowed to eat upstairs. We're only allowed to eat in the dining room and the dining room only. Sometimes in the kitchen, you know, if you're making food, there's a table in the kitchen, we eat there, but we're only allowed to eat in the dining room. That's what I find that how much has changed about the what Dave's world and then when I was coming up. You got a chance to communicate with your family. No one was stuck on cell phones and texting and all that nonsense. You know, your mother would bring the food, put it in the middle of the table, and she serve everybody, and you all be joking and laughing with each other. It was a tight family bond. Now today, well, rare. You see people sitting around the table eating. Everybody takes their food and they go in their different directions and they disappear. Stuck on their machines and devices. Yep. You miss all that time to be together as brothers and sisters. And when the time comes that you get older and one by one we start to pass off this earth, you realize how much time you should have spent with them, but now it's too late. Because now they're all busy in their own world now. That dinner table is very important. People need to bring that tradition back. Bring that tradition back. Get a basket. Tell everybody to put your cell phones in the basket. Turn them all off. If there was somebody calls you for an emergency at the end of the day, that's why the only person that has his phone is basically the father and the mother. And they got the whatchamacallit on. They got the vibration on. Because if I need to reach out to one of them, I'm not gonna call the kids, I'm gonna call them. If anyone needs to reach them is gonna call their parents first, and call the kids. Kids put the kids' phone in, you just have your phone and vibrate, that's all. You text back and say, we're having dinner time. Everything good? And say, yeah, it's good. And that's it. That's how you do it. No cell phones at the table. And that's one of the things I hate the most when I used to date back in the day. Even today, I hate is when people bring out their cell phones on a date while you're trying to have a conversation with them. Who did you just pay dinner for? The cell phone or the person who's holding the cell phone? If you're on a date and you're on your cell phone, majority of the time, just go home. Don't waste any more money. Just go home. Don't waste any more of his money. Don't waste your time. Just go home. If you're interested in that person, you barely look at your cell phone. But if that person's on the cell phone, you be done with it. Just go home. I hate that. My ex did that all the time. Get off the phone. That's a good phone. Who you out with? Am I out with you or the phone? Which one? I said, next time I see that phone, I'm going to drop some money on the table and walking off. We're done. That's it. And you ain't pull the cell phone out no more. I hate those things, man. Cell phones are great to have, but some days I hate those things. Oh, I forgot. We can't touch that chair. Hey! That's my peoples! Peoples! Oh, that's Facebook over there, blowing up over there right now. We just dropped some videos over on Facebook. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm shooting this video right here. I love it. Love it. Love it. So he just goes off topic and talks about the stuff. Yeah, I do. Because you know what? I'm done. I've seen everything I need to see on here. It's working fantastic. It's working fantastic. Got orders coming in on Facebook. Got a lot of orders coming on Facebook. And then we got orders coming on out here. We should be good. We got plenty enough. Plenty enough. And then I got the store owners. They're definitely going to want theirs. Man, that looks great. I can't wait to do the rest of the gaming on it. I'm replacing my 2 lamps on my Christies that are on the floor. I'm putting new lamps in them. They need new lamps? Nah. I'm putting new lamps in them. I usually do that. I usually go, even though the person says that it has a new lamp in it, I don't know. I still put a new one in. This overdose site. Or get there on site, but right now I got some stuff we're taking care of. I thought we postponed the on site for a little bit because I got something else even more important. I need a chance to, I got some people I need to talk to, and now I got access. What time is it right now? I ain't there yet. Got some access to be able to talk to these people about what I want to do and the plans I got for Allentown. So this is gonna be great for us to get those giant screens in there. On top of that, we get to have an 80s night. You got themes with them too. Oh, we have an 80s night show, 80 movies. I'll get to wear something from the 80s. You gotta wear something from the 80s to see it's when we open outside get together. So that's what I want to introduce. So I got somebody who's head of all that, and I want a chance to meet with them and talk about them. And they've already brought me up to them already about what I do and what the technology does. They got all white screens out there. We're gonna have a field day out there, baby. Field day. You gotta go for a walk. How's this song will get stuck in your head? Sunshine Day by freaking the Brady Bunch. Don't listen to that song ever. It'll be stuck in your head forever. You're sitting at work, you'll be humming it. You're in the car with your wife, you'll be humming it. You're in the car by yourself, you'll be humming it. You're gonna pick up your kids from school, you'll be humming it. You're like, oh no. It's catchy. It is so catchy. It'll get stuck in your head. And I haven't heard that song in years. Until one day, it popped up on some short video. I was like, oh my goodness. This is going to be here for a while. You ever hear the song stuck in your head so badly that you can literally hear it as you're having a conversation. You hear it playing in the background crystal clear. It's like somebody playing the radio behind you. And the crazy thing about it, you hear it so much that you try to listen to other songs in your head to block out that song. You ever been down one of that road before? That's when it's embedded in there real good. I had a song that was really embedded in there real good. That's all I could hear was that song. I had to think of other songs to try to get rid of that song. It's like you got a radio in your head, you're changing the channel. Oh, let's have some fun with this. See? There you go. And so it begins. Tron demonstration. We had to drop the other video because we got some complaints from you know who that come in here and they file these complaints against my account because of the movies were shown in the day. Again, can't express it to you enough. Remember, God knows everything you're going to do before you do it. So whatever you do at the end of the day is written in a judgment book, a book of judgment, the judgment of life. You have to pay for everything you do. I love when people think they live on this earth. There's no consequences. Man, there are consequences on this planet and beyond it. Too many levels, it's not even funny. Everything you do, you answer to it. Mind you, something as simple as that of trying to make trouble for somebody can lead to eternity in the lake of fire with Satan himself. Gotta get your act together. So I listen to those demons at the end of the day. People like to cut and carry on the earth. You keep in mind, understand this. You're not going to be here long. You're not meant to be here forever. And if you're listening to that and entertaining that at the end of the day, well, you already know what his plans are for you. His plans ain't wait for you to get over and go, hey, I'm trying to meet you. You know what I mean? We're going to be best friends. We're going to make s'mores together. We're going to braid each other's hair. We're going to talk about boys. He's not going to do that at the end of the day. Or girls or whatever. He's not going to do that. He's going to torment you. He's going to basically torment you. Thinking about anything good with you? You know, it's funny. You know, not funny, but if somebody hated your guts, couldn't stand you, hated your guts, your existence, everything about you, would you listen to advice from them? Would you take advice from them? You wouldn't. Why would you take advice from somebody that you hate, right? But you do it with the devil every day. The devil can't stand you, hate you. If the devil had the opportunity, the Lord said, hey, go ahead, do what you want. I mean, he'd probably walk through your house in true form and take and just wipe everybody out. He don't care. He just wants you dead. That's all. But you take advice from him because he tells you to do dumb stuff and you do it. He tells you, hey, go down there and steal your neighbor's newspaper. You're not going to know. You go steal it. So somebody at your job, whatever, hates your guts. They can't stand you. And they came up to like, hey, I got some advice for you. Would you even have a conversation? No, what you over here talking to me for? I can't. I want nothing to do with you. How come you don't treat the devil that way? But yet you listen to everything he tells you to do. And he can't stand you. He's just waiting for you to fall flat on your face and sit there and laugh. Look at I got that dummy to do. I got to do all kinds of stuff. I can't stand him. I hate that human. He hates you. But yeah, he tell you to go do something, you go run out and do it. Now, you think you can get a person who hates you at the end of the day at your job, can't stand you. Do you think they got good advice for you? Do you think they have any good intentions for you? No, they don't, because they hate you. They don't have good intentions on you. They give you all the bad advice that they can possibly think of to watch you fall flat on your face. They can sit back and laugh at your freaking failures. What do you think the devil's going to do? The devil's going to sit there and he hates your guts at the end of the day and say, hey, I want you to go in there and rob that bank. He'll give you bad advice. Go in there and rob the bank. And then you're sitting in jail looking at a 40-year prison sentence staring you in the face. You're going to sit there and laugh. What do you got that dummy to do? I'm going to get him to do something even more stupider. Watch this. You're being played all day long. But once you understand exactly what his plans are at the end of the day, then when he comes with that nonsense, like, no. I know what you are at the end of the day. I know I'm going to take advice from somebody who hates my guts every freaking day. No, bye. Leave me alone. Goodbye. And go to somebody else. That's what you got to understand. You got to understand the big picture. The big picture. Look beyond all this and look at the big picture. You're taking advice from something that does not like you, that never liked you. You didn't have to start a beef with him. And no, he never liked you. Ain't nothing else, so no beef. Now mind, you got people out there you meet, you have beef with them, you had to meet them somehow, you know what I mean? You had to have a conversation, something went wrong for you to have beef with them. And at one point, you couldn't not dislike them because you didn't know them. You can't just walk up to a random person and have beef with them. You don't even know that person. But this person knows you. He knows everything about you. You just don't know him. And he can't stand you from the door. He couldn't stand you the day you were born. Just can't stand you. And yet you take advice from him. So one of your friends came up and said, hey, look, y'all know y'all don't like each other. Y'all can't stand each other. To the point you're just looking at each other, y'all hate each other. And he's going to come up like, I got some stock advice for you. I want you to invest all your money, everything you got into this stock. Would you trust him? No, you wouldn't trust him. You know he's up to no good whatsoever. Then why do you listen to the devil? Because he can't stand you. He hates your guts. You think any advice he's going to give you at this is going to lead to winning the lottery or basically becoming successful or anything whatsoever, going to help you out in business, help you out in home. Anything he's going to say to you is going to help. No, it's all of it's designed to destroy you. But yeah, you listen to him. You think of the big picture. I did that one already. I did that whole 9 yards. Messed my life up and I'm almost going to spend the rest of life in jail. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to listen to this one. There's no way in the world I'm going to listen to the devil. I know who you are. You recognize who he is. When people get upset and they get angry, you got to understand what's talking to you now. What's having a conversation. When you're calm, when you're relaxed, the devil ain't there, is he? But the minute something pops up to make you angry, right up there in your face, that quick, look at that. Let me play with him a little bit. I think I can get him to do what I need him to do. And he'll tell you all kinds of stuff. We'll even bring back memories of what that person did to you, just to keep you going. As you turn around, you look at him like, oh, I know who you are. You're Satan, aren't you? Oh, yeah, I got something to say to you. And the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I rebuke you in the name of the blood. And you're going to be like, okay. All right, I see my advice is not good here. I'm just going to go. Until next time, because he never gives up. Yep. Oh, that power he got is gone. Okay, that's how you strip the devil away from everything he's doing. You rebuke his evil request. That's what you do. And these fellows that attacked me, they didn't rebuke none of them. They kept on going with it. They kept on going with it. And now that the situation they're in, they're going to need God to get them out of it. The devil ain't going to get you out. How's the devil going to help you? He's trying to kill you every day you can get a chance to. So he keeps telling you to do dumb stuff to me. That doesn't hurt me. I'm protected by God. And the devil knows it at the end of the day. But he knows that you are not protected by God. And he also knows at the end of the day, you don't serve God and you don't do God's will, you do his will because he tells you to do things and you do them. I guess in a way you are, yeah. I say you are protected by God. Because if you weren't protected by God, you'd be dead by now. He'd have taken your life a long time ago. You get access to you. It's like, you ever seen that pit bull behind the fence? The one that's actually the real deal? The one that'll sit there and they open up that gate, he'll come right after you. And he'll snare and he'll show his teeth and his defenders and he'll spit and slobber, just thirsting to gouge you. That's what the devil is. And he does that every day he sees you. Every day. And he's just hoping one day that gate will pop open and that leash will pop. Yep. Anything I come on here and I talk about God at the end of the day is to scare them. No. There are things that I've seen that would definitely scare the daylights out of them. Heck, even cause you to jump out a third-floor window, even a 60-foot story building without even hesitation nor thought, just to get away from it. You wouldn't even think about your own life at that point. I've seen things, so I can tell you that from the door. I've seen things in my sleep. I've seen things talk to me. I've actually seen demons actually say, come up over and have a conversation with me. And you're sitting there looking at them like, oh my goodness, like I'm actually seeing this. I'm actually seeing this. Yeah, this is unreal. And you'll pray. Oh, you better pray. You better pray. And they can hear you praying. They can hear your thoughts and everything. They can hear you praying to God. Don't grab them. Don't touch them. Don't ever do that. Never touch them. Never grab them. Be careful you put your hands on it at the end of the day. You never know. Or maybe you may be face to face with what you may be looking at. Right, you got to pray over everything you do. You got to pray over everybody you touch, because you don't know what could be sitting there, what may and what may not be. That's why Christians got the Holy Spirit. We got the guidance. So when we see, we know when the evil's there. We know it. We can sense it. But a person doesn't have that guidance, you can't see them. Can't see them. Yep. They don't walk around with horns and tails on. They just look like you and me. So they start showing a little bit of what they are. And you see it. You definitely will see it. I remember sitting on the bus. I heard one right behind back and giggling. I couldn't figure out why I sat down. Nobody was sitting around him. And I sat down. I thought, okay, maybe he has a little bit of a smell to him, whatever. That's why nobody wants to sit next to him. No. The giggling and laughing. It's almost like, it was like hearing an evil little child giggle and laugh about what's coming. Excited about what's coming. They think they're going to win the war in the beginning, but excited. It was creepy. It was really creepy. I know what it was. I know exactly what it was. Some of them, I had a woman told me when I was over at the hospital, and I said, I know y'all see some crazy stuff. Well, this is the craziest thing you ever saw. And someone came and was demon possessed. Someone came and they bought him was demon possessed, and they told her they didn't want them touching the body. They didn't look like an average human being. They looked right. Something was wrong about them. The way they spoke, the way their eyes moved, they didn't function like a normal human being. Like they actually took over hopes of someone's body. They were trying to control it. But it was complained about, don't touch the body. And I was like, oh yeah. Yeah. And they let it go. But somebody realized what it was and let it go. Didn't let them sign up, let them go. Rebuke in the name of Jesus, go. Know what they picked up. Gotta be careful. So I'm glad we put our faith in God. I already tell my buddy about this. We were telling stories about it to a friend of mine. He was terrified to go home. It was late at night. And no fella, he was scared to death to go home. So what you scared for? So I'm scared of those demons you guys were talking about. Y'all not afraid? No. Why would we be afraid? We're protected by God at the end of the day. See, he didn't know of God because he denied God. He wanted to live out there in the world. That's what he wanted to do. Now he's terrified. He's scared to death. These demons are out there walking around him. We're not afraid of them. We serve God at the end of the day. They run from God. Why would we be afraid of that? I had to walk them home. He felt safer if he had a Christian with him. That should tell you right there it's time to get saved. Yep. I'll tell you something. If we had the opportunity to see the spirit world, you'd be terrified about the things that sit next to you, eat next to you, and are watching you every single day. You would be terrified. I got a chance to get a glimpse of that world. You'd be terrified. Well, what kind of things are sitting next to you? You have to remember, people say, well, I got my guardian angel at the end of the day. You also got demons up there watching you also. Yep. So I'm glad I'm protected. Covered in the blood, protected. Gotta get yourself saved, people. I know some people are saying, but you're supposed to be selling screen paint piles. Let me tell you something. The Lord is more important than screen paint. He's more important than anything I have in here. It's more important than anything in here. He comes first among all things. That's more important. That's why I come here and I talk about it. It's not to scare you. It's to warn you about, basically, about what's coming. I know you hear it all the time. You hear people telling you, it's coming, right? And you keep thinking at the end of the day, well, I haven't seen God today. I haven't seen when's Jesus going to come back. That's not going to be your biggest concern. Your biggest concern is your timeline on this planet. That's your big concern right now. Because well, Jesus is never going to come back. But you can't be here forever. Jesus is going to come back. But you, right now, can't be here forever. You have a ticking timeline. Which means when your timeline expires, you will leave this planet. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care what you have at the end of the day. You will leave everything you ever earned on this planet here for others. And they will do the same way. No one will collect or take anything with them. So you're sitting there talking about, well, Jesus is not going to come back no time soon. You don't have much time on the planet. Where are you going to go? When your time comes, where are you going to go? What door are you walking through? That's you're going to be concerned. That man out there preaching out the corner, that little girl out there passing God love you tracts. If these things are coming to you constantly all the time, if you're always walking in front of people that are talking about the Lord all the time, that is telling you you need to get saved. Because there's something else out there watching you too. Gotta get saved. People said the other day, well, it's not boring. I love being a Christian. I love it so much. You have no idea. I wish I did it sooner. My biggest regret in life, what's your biggest regret? I didn't become a Christian sooner. That's my biggest regret. I love being with the Lord. I love it. My life is amazing. I love it. I can have absolutely nothing. I can live in a hole in the ground. I can be poor. I can eat out of trash cans. And guess what? My life will still be amazing. Because I serve God. The Lord takes care of me in so many different ways. It's unbelievable. Can't count like that. Like that song called counting my blessings. Impossible to count all the blessings that God gives you. I could tell you stories for days on how my Lord has protected me, watched over me, got rid of diseases, things that could have killed me a long time ago. Had no power whatsoever. Tribulations upon tribulations upon tribulations that I have witnessed and I have been through. So, all this doesn't mean anything to me at all. God comes first. God makes a way for all my stuff and everything that I need to work. All my technology, everything He blesses me to have, He makes a way for all this to work. That was a fast one. Can't listen to what he says. People only want to add God in when it's convenient. They want to add God in all the time. They don't want to talk about God. They want to talk about God around their friends and family and stuff because their friends and family might become offended. And what kind of Christian are you at the end of the day? If you have faith in God or you don't have faith in God. So, whether it be in my videos, whether it be at a conference meeting, anywhere I go, I'm going to talk about God. And if a person doesn't like it, and they don't want to do business with me, then goodbye. That's it. If a person doesn't want to buy from me because I'm a Christian, well, bye-bye. Because at the end of the day, my Lord provides all things for me. Everything. Think about the beautiful thing about the world and all that exists on it. Everything on this planet belongs to God. Plastic bottles, everything. It's all God. Everything belongs to Him. Everything. Even the planet itself, it's all God. The universe, all God. Everything is His. Everything belongs to Him. So, if you think at the end of the day that you own anything, you don't own anything. If you did, you could take it with you when you die, but you can't. I never saw a U-Haul truck behind the funeral line. Never saw one. So it was never yours to begin with. It's borrowed. You're borrowing it. Just like right now, your vessel, your body you're in right now, this is all borrowed. You won't be taking this with you. This body goes back to the earth, primal dust, and your spirit goes back to heaven. I'm happy and thankful. Every time I look around and I see this paint right here, I see my computers I have over here, I see this environment we're blessed to be in, I see God's blessing. How can you not talk about Him? How can you not praise His name every day? Be happy every day. Even on my days that could be the worst days that I could ever have, I'm still happy because I'm blessed by God. I'm still happy. They can tell me, Mr. Burr, you're going to die tomorrow. I praise His name. I'm happy. I see His blessings every day. I would never deny Him. I'm not denying Him. I'm not dropping my cross. I'm not going to do it. I did it one time for money. I'll never do it again. Ever. Never want to do it again. Nope. So how can I not? How can I not sit there and not praise His name? Look at that. I'm looking at this technology. I remember going to school for chemistry. I get it all the time. People come up there and say, you went to school for chemistry? So you must have really high IQ. Nah, I really no. Didn't go to school for chemistry. Didn't go to school for computers. None of that stuff. All this was given to me by God. Oh, self-taught? No, not self-taught. No, given to me by God. Yep. 20 minutes. He gave us that blessing. And it took 20 minutes to make that. 20 minutes. That's how amazing God is. Be careful. The devil will come in and tell you that. I don't mention that. I don't say that. People get turned off if you talk about Jesus. People get turned off if you talk about God. They're not going to buy your product. It has nothing to do with you at all, period. Well, what do you own at the end of the day, Satan? What have you made, designed, built, created at the end of the day? Everything belongs to God at the end of the day. If God was to make you a millionaire, He make you a millionaire. Sad thing I see from the church is people praying to be rich. That's sad. Don't do that. Praying to be rich, praying to be wealthy. You know, when you pray, or if the Lord blesses you to be rich in life, you're going to need the armor of God. It has to be so much stronger. Because now the devil has an opportunity, many opportunities, more opportunities than you ever had to come after you. You open a gateway for the devil to say, wow. Remember in Matrix when he asked for guns? That's literally what you have given him. You're going to have to be strong. Because he's going to come with you temptation of women, temptation of drugs. He's going to bring people into your pathway that will be designed to pull you down into that spiral, narrow abyss to hope you never return. Whitney Houston, perfect example. Beautiful, powerful voice, God-giving voice. Her voice was different from anything. Powerful voice. She sung in a church. Her father was a preacher. She could have been a very famous gospel singer. Gave her blessing to the Lord. She got caught up in that world. Got caught up with those people. Got caught up with the drugs, that lifestyle, and it took her. Gotta be careful. When you're lying and the Lord is handing out his blessings, giving you your blessings, your blessings, your blessing, the devil's sitting right in the back watching. I want to figure out how to steal your blessings, but not only steal your blessings, taint your blessings so you can destroy yourself with the blessings the Lord has given to you. Just watching, just waiting, just watching. This person, the Lord touches them. They got blessed with a beautiful voice. The devil goes, I can get them in Hollywood. I can get them to the wrong agencies. I can get them the wrong kind of entourage, people that will hang around them, that will give them drugs. And some people will put you on drugs. You know why I'll put you on drugs? You're disoriented, you know what I mean? You're spending your money wildly and crazy at the end of the day, and they can get some of that. All different angles on trying to take from you. Then you have another person, he got touched, he got a beautiful voice too also. But he decided to dedicate his blessing to the Lord and put it into the church, and the devil goes, can't win them all, but I've always got somebody who will let me have it. Yeah, be careful. Gotta be careful. Sneakers I've bought in my life. I like these sneakers. Oh, like, what do you think? I got sneakers for $48. I'm the person that will brag about how cheap he's paid for a pair of sneakers. That'll be me. It's funny because one point in my life, I only wore Air Jordans and sneakers I paid about $150, $200, $300 for sneakers. Now today, I wouldn't even dare spend like $300 for those sneakers. I don't care how much money I make, I'm not spending $300 for sneakers. How many people can feed with $300? Precisely. I like Payless. I miss Payless so much. I bought all my sneakers, all my gear from freaking Payless. I don't care about name brand. I couldn't care less. As long as they're comfortable, they look a little nice, I'm good with it. That's all that matters. Yeah, well, I miss Payless. When Payless shut down, that hurt me. I love Payless, man. I bought all my stuff from Payless. I'm into all that whole show thing at the end of the day. Nope. Cocoa Cabana. I knew that was going to be stuck in my head. Alright. So I'm happy with the product. And this nice little talk in there. I do like to give praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ as much as I possibly can. Look, I'm looking at these blessings. I'm looking at these blessings. All around me. All around me. Every day, just looking at his wonderful, wonderful, wonderful blessings. How can you not praise his name? I was going to say, I wish I had blessings. You did. You woke up, didn't you? You woke up this morning. You woke up this morning to see another beautiful day. So you were blessed. You were blessed in your sleep. Because you can't defend yourself in your sleep. Anything could happen. A big chunk of your ceiling could come down and crush you. Heck, your floor could give out. Anything could happen. Your house could sink. Sinkhole could pop up out of nowhere and take your entire house. Anything can happen. You choke in your sleep. All kinds of stuff can go wrong. Swallow your tongue at you. All kinds of crazy. Heart could stop. Anything can happen. You don't have to wake up the next day. The fact you can wake up and see your kids and your family, that is a blessing from God right there. A blessing from God. That's a blessing. People take it for granted, don't they? You get up, you ever thank the Lord for allowing you to wake up? They go, oh wow, Lord, thank you again. Another blessed day for allowing me to wake up and see life again. See this world and try to do your will. You try to give back to him for giving you that, for helping you out, for allowing you to wake up that day. You say, you know what, I'm going to give this morning on Pants I God Love You tracks. I'm going to talk about the Lord today. I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to pray more. I'm going to try to get closer to him. Because every day he allows me to get up and see another day. Do we give thanks for that? We don't. Some people get up and just go out and commit crimes. Some people go out and just commit sin. Go to sleep the next day, get back up, do more crimes, do more sin. Same thing over and over again. And every day you're allowed to be able to wake up. And you don't have to wake up. So what do? So you get something nice for your kids. You buy something nice, you always want it, right? Don't give me no thank you, nothing at all whatsoever. Just gimme, 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 gimme. Oh, good gracious, you ain't grateful for nothing at all whatsoever. All that I do for you, for your existence, can live on this planet, and you give me nothing but grief. You ain't happy about nothing. Just complain, 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 go out and commit crime. What do they want to do? Just carry on, get in trouble, school, whatever. All your work, all your effort, you do for them. Imagine that. That'd tick you off, wouldn't it? We do it to God every day. Every day. We wake up. We are blessed to be able to wake up and see another day. We are blessed to wake up and see another day. And how do we spend the day? How do you spend your day? You spend your day serving God? Do you pray over the food He gives you, that He allows you to be able to have at the end of the day? You don't pray over the food. Go to a restaurant and eat. They're too embarrassed to pray in front of other people because they worry about what people think. You can choke on a pickle in there, and you can't breathe. Who are you going to be calling on? Oh, you're calling God. There you go. And people afraid you don't want to spend the day. You want to do something to the Lord. Try to spend one your day trying to do something for God. Because you're going to go back home, and you're going to go to sleep. The question is, are you going to wake up? So the fact that you do wake up, and you do see another day, is a blessing from God. I love when I talk to people like that. The other day, I was like, how your day going? They're like, I woke up, didn't I? Like, that's another blessing from God. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Amen. That's an appreciating what God does for you. Because you can wake up. Man, I tell you, I love talking about Jesus, man. I do. I do love talking about God. I love His technology. I love what we're blessed to have every day, what the Lord does for us. It's time for me to about to go. Almost. I've got some things I got to do. I got to go over here to this website. I got to do 3 promo demonstrations to report on this. To upload to the other sites. Over here. And then I have to go over here and finish building this site. I got some people I got to meet it with. I'm getting ready for our launch date, which is going to be on Friday. And some things I got planned already for the holiday seasons that are coming up. They're not coming up yet, but you know what I'm talking about. I want to, this Christmas, I'm going to spend time with on the homeless shelter helping people. And I want to donate to food drives and food banks. I found a church up here that does food drives. Oh my goodness, walking over to pay my cell bill, and I found it right there. And it's funny because the church has this hill that says, God loves you. Right there. I don't know why I didn't see this. I walk right past it all the time because I guess it's about nighttime all the time. But at nighttime I saw it. It was right there. God loves you. Big right. That's a sign right there. And they do food donations. And I was like, that's what we need to do. Let's pump money into there. Pump money where as bigger my company gets, the more money we're going to pump into organizations to help other people out. I know the devil hated that when I said that. He hated it. Who cares? We're going to do, and they're going to know at the end of the day, and I don't care who it is, they're going to know every day where it comes from. It comes from God. Some people are embarrassed by that. They're embarrassed that a person likes to talk about Jesus. You don't want Jesus being embarrassed about you, do you? You don't want that, do you? You call out to God, he's like, no, oh heck no, remember, you're embarrassing me. Why would I come and help you? Oh, I'm the only one that can get you out of that situation, I see. Huh. No, I'm going to take a rain check. You don't want that at the end of the day. You're lucky that God's merciful. He's very, very merciful. I'm a perfect example. I'm the perfect poster child on how merciful God is on a person who did every destructive thing you could possibly think of, deny God on every single level, cursed out my mother because she was a Christian, cursed out my family because they were Christians, threatened my mother, I was horrible. I was a horrible, horrible teenager. Oh, I was horrible. Threatened my own family that I would kill them. You don't bring that Christian nonsense, that cult nonsense. I mean a person who hated God. hated him. I walked into a church with a blade under my arm to kill a preacher. I hated everything about them. All of them. I couldn't stand them. I hated them. God could have taken me out any given time. Oh, so you're going to walk into a church. One of my anointed, you're going to walk into a church and try to take one of my anointed out? I got something for you. You could have killed me right there when I was coming home. Anything could have happened. I got hit by a car, drive by a shooting. I'm going to walk up and rob. Anything could have happened to me. The Lord is merciful. Oh, look at that right there. That'd freak me out, man. That'd freak me out. Stupid bulldog. Look at that birdie. Can't pet that dog. Every time I heard that now, I go here. Can't pet that dog. But anyway, there's always more time to talk about our products. We've done tons of demonstrations. And if I get an opportunity to come here and talk about the Lord, I'm going to come here and talk about the Lord. That's what I'm going to do. That's why I understand my mom 100% when she talked about Jesus all the time. All the time. And I sat there and said, why do you always talk about God all the time? Why do you just all the time? Don't you ever get tired of it? Don't you ever get tired of just talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus all the time? And I see what she was seeing at the end of the day. See how good God is and how merciful He is. And that's why I talk about Jesus all the time. Yep. And I see what she was talking about. I tell you, the only thing I regret in life is not knowing Him sooner. I wasted time and not knowing Him sooner. But at least I found Him. And that's why I preach about Him. So other people may hear this at the end of the day and somebody may say, you know what? Let me go look into God. Let me see what God is all about. And their life changed too. And they become a Christian at the end of the day. Is that a kangaroo? Oh yes, it is. Again, why can something... That's why I understand the world was not meant to be a world of violence. It wasn't. It wasn't. Look at bears. How do you explain that? How do you explain how a bear looks so... It doesn't... If God was meant for animals to be dangerous, I mean, bears would not look like the way they are. They would have like huge freaking fangs coming out, like giant fangs, and some freaking scary, like a huge horn coming out in the front of it. It would just be jacked up looking. Some jacked up looking dinosaur, looking some creature, whatever, that would even scare you just to see it. You're not scared when you see, oh, you're scared of a bear, you know what they can do to you. But when you look at them like this, like a giant teddy bear. Kids who have teddy bears that they hold and cuddle. They even call it a bear hug. It's almost, even when it plays around, it's sitting there having fun. You can tell it's like a big old puppy at the end of the day. But because of the fall of Adam and Eve, they know death and destruction. They kill. But you can tell it was never designed to be an animal to be vicious. Look at tigers. Look at any of the animals. They're not scary looking. The only reason they're scary is because you know what they'll do to you. But see, none of these animals could never harm you. See, all the animals in the earth, everywhere in the world, all the animals can never hurt you. They're just like cats. They're domestic like cats. Would you be afraid of a bear? No. Would you be afraid of a lion? No. Just giant cats. That's basically about it. You wouldn't be afraid of any of that if you know they weren't going to hurt you. The only reason why you fear a bear, you're afraid of them, because you know they'll hurt you. They'll eat you. Other than that, you wouldn't be afraid of them. So if everything on the planet was vegetarian, you wouldn't be afraid to walk up to a bear and give it a hug. Like, oh, look at this giant bear, I'm just going to give it a hug. Oh, look how fuzzy you are. You got giant paws, you got furry face and boot the nose and all that. Do the same thing with lions. I'm going to go over to them lions and just chill for a day. Look how fuzzy these things are. Now you look at the domestic house cat. The domestic house cat, even when they're playing with you, they don't extend their claws. You ever take your face and put it in the chest of a cat and go play with them? They know that you are friendly. They don't extend them claws. They extend them claws, cause you a lot of damage, but they don't. Even when they're hitting you across the face, they'll pat across the face, do that skibbity pats on you. The claws are not extended. They don't extend them claws. Even when you pick them up, they don't extend their claws. They come out a little bit because that's the reaction, but they don't come out to hurt you. So they know the difference between basically you are as being they're not dangerous animals. Now, a cat that's been out there in the wild and hadn't been taken care of or whatever, they're going to defend themselves because they're doing it. It's a defense mechanism that goes off to defend themselves. Other than that, once they know that you are a person that's going to take care of them, they're just big old fuzzy bears and fuzzy bones. You know, call it little funny kitty cats. That's what they are. That's what they become. But a tiger, on the other hand, is a different type of animal. Now, people say you can have them as pets, but truthfully, deep down inside, that animal is designed to kill you. The animal will eat you. Now, people pet with them and have with them, but you hear the horror stories. Now, you know, Siegfried and Roy, those guys in the day, they had all those tigers. What happened in that situation at the end of the year? He got his face snatched off by a tiger. They are what they are, and what they're designed to be is what they're designed to be. And the people own them. What do they say? Never treat it like a pet. It's still, at the end of the day, a wild animal. It's an animal at one point when Adam and Eve were here on this planet. They weren't like that. They were dangerous animals because they didn't know anything about being dangerous. They're like a domestic house cat. That's what they were. Like a dog is what they were. They were pets. And because of what happened, that's why they are what they are. The cats are. Dogs are. Certain animals weren't. Certain animals are. Taco, where you at? I want to kiss you, you crazy pussy cat. You're like, oh my goodness. He's going to kiss the belly. Where is our furry belly? Where is the furry belly? Yeah, people have cats that make cat noises. I make them all the time. I'll be in the rest. I'll be sitting there at the checkout. I'll be like, hey, we're going to get that? Because I've been around my cat all day. All right, happy with the product. Excited about it. We'll be launching soon. I prayed on it. Asked the Lord the right way, how to go about getting it all done. All my ideas and thoughts all come from Jesus, because he's the one that helps me with all this cool stuff. Hey Taco, is it shake and bake and you help? It's shake and bake and I helped. Alright, let me get my provos done. That should be pretty. Should be good to go. That is soccer season. It's soccer season. All right, people, I gotta go. Thank you for dropping by. I know we got off topic here, but you know what? I like it. You know why? Because I got a chance to talk about Jesus. That's what I'm happy about. I'll tell you one thing. You gotta learn to listen to the Lord when the Lord tells you something. Because the devil will put you in a situation to make trouble. That's what he does. It's his job to make trouble. He's doing his job is to make trouble. And at one point, I used to go over to Fernando's channel and go over to Partay's channel to see if they were saying some dirty things about me. And I go over and I see them usual talking some dirty and nasty things about me. And I go on YouTube and I do a video exposing them for the things they have done. Because they said dirty and nasty things about me. And that's why when the devil tells you, when the Lord tells you at the end of the day, excuse me, Jesus, when the Lord tells you at the end of the day, if he tells you, don't go over there. Because you know they're doing nothing but the devil's work. They're doing just full of that evil. Don't go over there and look and cash your pearls among swines. Because in the Bible it talks about that. Don't engage them at all, period. You're good. Stay over here with me. I see what I need to see. I know what I need to know. And I take care of what I need to take care of. And that's what the Lord does. So you don't need to be over there. And that's why I don't go to their pages. That's why I don't go on their sites and nothing. Because over there, they're not doing anything of God. They're doing things of the devil. And I don't want to be able to see that at all, period. And I see that. It makes me upset. And then next thing you know, the devil's in my head trying to tell me to do things of the devil. I stay far from them. I let the Lord handle that. And I just go and just rebuke that and move on with the Lord. But that fast, I was in here working, the devil was saying, why don't you go over there and see what they're talking about? See if they're talking about your paint, your product at the end of the day. I'm not going over there. Watch what? To watch them do your work? Watch them over there carrying on that on and do your work? I don't want to see that. I'm going to stay over with the Lord. That's what I'm going to do. Let them do what they do. The Lord will take care of it. Yep. You got to do. Lord, the devil will tell you to go over there and just go, just to see what's going on. Don't go over there. Don't bother with it. At all, period. So you can get in your head and have you try to do something stupid. I'll waste a whole day go over there, watch them talking some nasty stuff about my product, and go waste a whole day outing them on stuff I already outed them on something that they can't do at the end of the day. Just say that at the end of the day, I'll go out there and out them, be upset because they said something nasty about me, and I'll retaliate and waste the whole day when I could have been doing something else. I could have been doing this, I could have been doing that, but I waste my whole day trying to even it out with them for what they said about me backing my products and doing this and that. And they were telling me the whole entire time, what you doing all this for? Why aren't you even entertaining yourself with these people over here? I have control over your products. I can get you 1 order, 10 orders, or 100,000. I can get you that. It doesn't make a difference what they say. They can say stuff from sun up to sundown. It doesn't make a difference because I control this. This is my blessing that I give into you. He doesn't have the power to take anything from it. He doesn't have the power to destroy it. He doesn't have the power to take it from you, if I didn't say that already. This belongs to me. So whatever they say, I will deal with that. You concentrate on what you need to do. And that's a little bit directed. So don't go run over there and get all angry and upset and come back and waste a whole day on something when you could have been doing something productive that day. Let the Lord handle it, because whatever he's got to say, you can say myself, scam, rip off, whatever. Lord has control. He's the one who gives me my orders. He's the one that blesses our business to grow, not them. So I had to teach myself that. Don't get caught up in that nonsense. Even though I'm out here, I'm not doing the same thing they're doing, and I'm just wasting time on something that they can't take away to begin with. What's the word coming out here? Sorry about that. In doing these testimonies about the stuff that they do, and the Lord already knows what they've done. Waste my whole entire day. I could be doing other stuff. To have them talk about something that they can't take from me and can't destroy, because it belongs to God. They'll have to go through God first. And you can't go through God first. You can't go through God at all, period. There you go. You got people out there instigating and carrying on. Don't worry about what they're saying and what they're doing over there. God will take care of it. You worry about you and what you need to do in your yard to better yourself with God. Don't let the devil distract you. All right, people, with that being said, I'm going to go take care of this business and get this done. I'm happy. I got a lot God Love You tracks. I'm planning to get my God Love You tracks. I can't wait. I'm getting them done so I can basically pass them out. Get people to talk about, people to know about the word of the Lord. I ain't going to get people who are chrome up, throw them in the trash, but you know what? It doesn't bother me. You know why? Because I already been on that path already. I did that one already. The outcome of that one, man, if you don't get it right with God, that will be there to collect. He will be there to collect. He will be there. Yes, he will. He will be there to collect. Because I've seen him. I haven't seen the devil himself, but I'm pretty sure I've seen demons. That guy who talked to me in that jail cell, I'll never forget that as long as I live. Turned around and had that. It wasn't his voice. It wasn't his voice, and the guy he was talking to just stopped. Like he froze. Like somebody froze him in time as this guy, whatever demon, was having a conversation with me. Like, I'm gonna take your advice. You might have got me in this dumb nonsense. You didn't. I'm gonna be in this situation. That's why you gotta be careful about this world sometimes. I try to teach myself this all the time. If somebody does something, somebody bump into me, and I turn around and get about to say something, I catch myself before I say it, because you don't know what you're talking to out there. You don't. I'll tell you something real quick about be careful about how you talk to people and what you may be actually having a conversation with. They had this. I got that thing called web TV when they first came out. You can surf the internet on it on your TV. It's a pretty cool device though. And I was in a chat room doing dumb stuff, getting in trouble. And the Lord told me not to go in that chat room. Stay out of it. And I went in anyway. And I was in there talking all this trash, acting up. Something I shouldn't have been doing. and I had a conversation with this fellow. Well, it wasn't human, I can tell you that much. But I couldn't tell from the conversation we were having. And I started in on him. Because he was quiet, he wasn't saying anything, he was just observing. And me and him got to talking, I started busting on him, I got the better half of it. And he said, "You're lucky that it's morning here, because I would morph and come see you." And I sat there and said, "Oh, so now we think we're a Power Ranger." Started laughing about it. So about 2 days after that, it was nighttime. And I remember my dogs were barking like crazy. It was just going off. And usually we have them bark like that when we get a crack kid in the backyard. Not supposed to be back there. That's when they usually get like that. So I'm thinking, okay, somebody's in the backyard acting up. And I'm over in the kitchen, so it's closer to the alleyway. I'll be seeing from there. When I went to go lift up the window, it wouldn't lift. It just wouldn't lift. Putting pressure on it. It's an easy window to open up. It's a very easy window to open up. Never had a problem with it. But that night I had a hard time. And Laura said, "Don't open the window. Look." So when I looked out the window, I saw it. It looked like, imagine if Spider-Man was wearing just all black. No print, nothing, just all solid black. And it was moving in kind of a slow motion back and forth, like it was trying to look into the house, but it couldn't get in. Now, when I moved into that house, I took holy water, or holy oil, and I put crosses everywhere in the house and prayed everywhere in the house so it couldn't get in there. And the Lord was allowing it in. The Lord was my protector. But I remember seeing this thing out there, shadow thing moving back and forth in this weird kind of hypnotic snake dance, trying to get in. And I sat there and prayed, put it in the blood, Jesus, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and it left. Never forgot that. You gotta be careful who you talk to online. You gotta be careful who you're talking to face to face. You don't know what could and could not be. Gotta be careful who you sit next to on the bus. Gotta be careful who you have a conversation to when you're driving from A to B. You gotta be careful with the people you bring home at night when you go to these bars and clubs and casinos. You have to be careful because you don't know what you're bringing home with you. As one night stands and all that stuff, you don't know what you're bringing home with you. Because they're there. They're in their places. They're there, waiting. Don't know what you're bringing home with you. And I've seen enough of it for 2 months to know that we are not alone here by ourselves. God's here, and that the demons are here. Satan and his legions are here. So when your kids go out, pray over them. And when you get a letter that come in the mail, pray over everything. Pray over everything. Everything. It's like watching a wild animal trying to get into your house and all your doors are open. You're just running around to shut door after door after door after door after door to keep this wild animal from coming in and harming you and your family. That's what the devil tries to do when he tries to get into your house. He tries to find some kind of opening, some area we can just get in there. That's what he's trying to do. And you got to pray. You got to pray in all those rooms. You got to pray on everything. Pray. Just like on COVID, anything that came through your house, you bleached it down in water, didn't you? People say, I was in the kitchen washing grates and bleach. You bleached on everything. Everybody's bleaching everything, washing everything down. That's how you got to treat it. Because the devil's out there trying to figure out how to get in there. Trying to figure out, you figured out how to get into Eve. You got to get in the Garden of Eden. You're trying to figure out how to get to your house. How do I get in there? All right, people. I'm happy we had this conversation. I'm not going to record the work on the website because it's quite a bit to do. And I'll probably record the finished part of it all. I'm happy with the technology. As I said before multiple times, but I am really happy with it. We got some testing stuff to do. We get ready for our launch date. Take care of our customers. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope you enjoyed our talk. Gotta go. Thank you all. And be blessed.